We came in at a high of $56.92 on Carvana today. As you can see, on my chart right now, it was, dude, just completely insane. Okay. Now, previously we were in, let's see, this range right down here where this red line is. Okay. And I was saying, look, either we're gonna pass this point if you're trying to get in, wait and see what we're gonna do, because right now if we go lower than this, we're headed down. If we go higher than this, well, we're headed up, because this point right here, we kept sticking around this 40 area for the longest time. And I'll show you just for proof that we can zoom in, and you can literally see that we were sitting around this 40 area for like the longest time, this resistance, right? So you can see right here on the right, it was around the 40 area, and we kept just bumping that. And that's the same exact thing that was going on right over here. We just kept bumping that. So I told you guys, I said this is a key area, and that's the area that we were in for days, right? We broke out of that area and we came all the way up to, I believe it was about $56. So now we were starting to retest this area. Did the same thing that this candlestick did here, right where this red line is. That's where we were. And you can see where we're at right now. Now, what made us do this? Well, obviously it was something that made us do this, right? It wasn't a short squeeze this time. It was actually some news. So Carvana reached a deal with the note holders to reduce their debt. So they're going to be selling a lot of their shares. It says that they're going to sell up to $1 billion in shares as it attempts to raise capital and restructure its operation. This company was basically sinking a lot in the last couple years, especially since you know, the whole 2020 thing that happened. And just based off of that news and the fact that their earnings is coming up. So they had something today, but obviously in August, like they had said before on the last, that's why this first spike over here had happened. Let's find it. So I believe it was right here. See, conference call on August 3rd. They're gonna do their quarterly conference. So that was this right over here. And that's whenever we had these green candlesticks basically happen after that, because everybody started selling because they were afraid. But of course it was bouncing straight off of this support level right here. So we bounced straight off of that just based off of this news. Okay. And so what this news did is it did this right here. Now obviously it's kind of selling off a little bit. I mean, it's not going to just hold the straight top the whole time, but you can expect that this is probably going to keep going up from this, unless something crazy happens with their earnings conference call, or whatever the conference call in August. Unless something goes crazy with that. I mean, of course I wanted this to be in the $15 range, but I really don't see this, because ultimately I saw this thing going back up to all-time high for whatever reason. It just really reminded me of what happened with Dave & Buster's. And obviously Dave & Buster's had something happen around that 2020 time too, and that's also what was happening with this stock as well. So, or this company and as a whole. So that's what I believe, that it was going to go back to all-time high. And I don't really see this. I mean, maybe it'll come back and retest this, but overall, I don't really see this coming back down too low. I know that in the last video we saw, I believe it was JP Morgan that was calling for like a 70% crash on this again, coming back to the $10 range. Well, obviously that was just to get some people out or something, right? Because the hindsight is 2020. We can clearly see that there's a lot of buyers in this market waiting for this thing to just go back up. All right. So now that we're at this point here, we're going to have our earnings.